successful man, there's a woman. On the All Woman Show, I tell you the story of that woman. This week, we feature Rosemary Kitonny, the wife to Kenya National Chamber of Commerce Chair Kiprono Kitonny. The first impression I got of Rosemary Kitonny is of a bubbly person, so full of life. I knew the instant I met her that the interview was going to be delightful. What is also evident is the 45-year-old's relationship with her 4 daughters. It is like that of best friends. Mother and girls often burst out laughing with their infectious laughter every so often. However, Rosemary diligently reminds them to be responsible.
I think I do that by just honing the family values. Yeah, in the way I do things, the way we relate with people. We guide them a lot in that. And then also respect for others, respect for people. I think it's very important for children to grow up, not kind of being in a shell or having this certain group of people they just want to identify with, but to just kind of, across the board, be able to deal with people of different backgrounds, different people. Yeah, we're all brought up different. We have people of different characters. And I think it's important to have a value where you're able to deal with everyone, without being biased.
Apart from being a great mother who is always hands-on, Rosemary Kitonny runs a Safaricom dealership and is the director at Capital Real Time. This classy, sophisticated lady is also a farmer.
That was quite an uphill task because I'm sure through the media you saw the infighting, especially with the office bearers who were there before. But in fact, at one point, I was wondering whether he really needed to go forth with that, because I felt like he was doing okay with the media and his other businesses that he was doing, but somehow in his heart, I think he had a vision for what the Chamber of Commerce needed. Until today, I feel like by just telling him just to go ahead with it, I see he's made very positive steps in it.
She's one of the many strong women behind powerful, influential men in the society who play a crucial role behind the scenes. Married to one of the country's successful businessmen and the chair of the country's Chamber of Commerce, Kiprono Kitonny, Rosemary is her husband's biggest supporter and fortress. Some of the decisions women like Rosemary help make often influence the results that their spouses make in the public eye.
When he was going for the chamber, to be chairman of the chamber, yes. And I remember that was quite an uphill task because I'm sure through the media you saw the infighting, especially with the office bearers who were there before. But in fact, at one point, I was wondering whether he really needed to go forth with that, because I felt like he was doing okay with the media and his other businesses that he was doing, but somehow in his heart, I think he had a vision for what the Chamber of Commerce needed. Until today, I feel like by just telling him just to go ahead with it, I see he's made very positive steps in it.
It's not always on business issues that Rosemary gets to support her husband.
He's very keen on his health and on working out. So most Sundays when we have the time, in the mornings we normally take a long walk, and we also enjoy swimming together. And then, but for him, he does the gym. Every day, 6 o'clock, he goes to the gym.
Negative publicity often tends to go hand in hand with public figures. Rosemary and her husband know how to handle it.
When you yourself are comfortable and you know that whatever is being done is for the good of the purpose it's being done for, then you tend to not have it being a problem as such. Yeah, so I really haven't been affected much by any of the negative publicity that may have been out of there, because he has a way of also going around it and dealing with it. So I think his people skills, his values, they come on top of all that, and he thinks through what he does before he does it, and he knows the consequences of some of the actions he takes. So he's very careful about those things.
And where the children are concerned,
we probably might not be in the media limelight as such, yeah, but it's probably what we've chosen. And I feel like as the kids are growing, it's also good for them so that, they're not picked on too much, yeah. And they also have a set of values that I feel we've inculcated in them. And once they've grown up and they're out of university, they can decide how they want to live their lives. And maybe I'd also like to add that also we try to involve them, apart from the media, what my husband does with the media and his media houses. In our other businesses, we tend to involve the kids. They tend to know all our staff. Yeah, so even if we're not here, they could go to our offices and everybody knows them. So I think that's a value that's important, so that they know the people who also run some of our things.
Rosemary gets to accompany her husband on his business trips to offer her support and company, and also being a businesswoman herself, such trips are often eye-openers. Mr. and Mrs. Kitonny came back from the just concluded Kenya-Rwanda Business Forum 2015.
I find it very informative, and he also, for him, he also likes me to know what they do, yeah, and to have an understanding of what they're doing and where they're taking, like the Chamber of Commerce to, yeah. So that, I must say that it was such an eye-opener, because of everything we hear about Rwanda, I was able to see it firsthand. And I must say it's a wonderful country. They are on the right path, and with Kagame's leadership, he is taking his people a step ahead.
Mrs. Kitonny tells us that her husband's busy schedule does not interfere with their lives. They have learned to separate and balance work and family life.
Actually, it does not interfere too much with my life, yeah. And we kind of separate family life and his business, media, life, yeah. So I find our family life is more, he takes it out of home. When he's home, that's his place of just relaxing and just being him. Then when he's out there, he's very busy. He travels a lot, so he's always in and out, sometimes, on weeks on end. But then, say, at least at the end of every week, he's home.
And on days that the man of the house is not there, they make up for such days and ensure family time is not interrupted.
As much as he may be away for a week or so, every time he's in town, like Sundays, he calls it his family day. So every Sunday we always spend time, we go to church, we have lunch out, or sometimes we entertain at home. And we also tend to entertain a lot when he has his guests from outside. So my children have actually come to understand that and to incorporate that in their lives. So for them, it's not a big issue. My older kids, of course, are away. My elder two are in university. One is in university in Scotland, the other one is in the UK. But the ones who are here, they still get to see their dad quite often. Whenever he's around, he makes a point of spending time with them.
Women play a crucial role in their husbands' lives. It is not always a bed of roses, and Rosemary reveals some pearls of wisdom.
Just relate with each other, communicate with each other. Just be there for them when they need to talk to you. Sometimes they just want somebody to listen to them, and you need to be there when they need that. Yeah, and just the support, trust, and respect between yourselves. I think that takes people a long way.
Najma Ismail for The Old Woman.